All right, welcome back, everyone. We've got a pretty fascinating deep dive for you today, all about this new AI model coming out of DeepSeek R1. And, given, how much you follow all this AI stuff, I think this is going to be right up your alley. We've got some excerpts here, looks like from a YouTube video transcript, and we're going to kind of, dig into it and see what we can find, see what DeepSeek R1 really means, for the AI world, especially, what it might mean for us here in the US.
Yeah, I mean, I think what really grabbed everyone's attention was just the drama of how it all
Yeah.
unfolded.
Yeah.
Yeah, January 27, 2025, right. Markets are already kind of jittery. Tech
Yeah.
stocks are, they're taking a hit. And then all of a sudden, NVIDIA, they're like the backbone of all this AI hardware. Their stock value just plunges like a shocking 17% drop. We're talking about a $590 billion loss practically overnight.
It's hard to even imagine like one single AI model, causing that kind of market earthquake. What is it about DeepSeek R1 that's so different, that makes it so much more powerful than what we've seen before?
Well, it seems to be achieving some really remarkable results, boasting a 99.4% accuracy rate,
Uh,
even exceeding OpenAI's GPT-4 in certain benchmarks. Things like the AME 2024 competition, those Code Forces programming tests, those are pretty challenging. The Math 500 benchmark, and even, the massive MMLU, which tests for a whole range of language understanding.
oh wow, those are some serious tests to ace. Clearly, it's clearly a high performer. But how'd they get there? Their approach with the predecessor DeepSeek R10, and this whole idea of reinforcement learning sounds pretty unique. Can you walk us through that a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So DeepSeek R10, it was trained purely through reinforcement learning, which is really, it's a fascinating approach. It's kind of, imagine this virtual agent like a little robot in a way.
Yeah.
And you let it loose in this digital environment, and this agent interacts with the environment, takes actions. And based on the outcomes, it gets either rewards or penalties. And so the goal is for this agent to learn through, all this trial and error to figure out, okay, how do I maximize my rewards? It's kind of like learning to play a video game in a way, figuring out what are the moves that lead to the highest score.
So it's essentially learning by doing, like figuring out a complex maze, but bumping into walls until it finds the exit. What were some of the biggest hurdles, I guess, that the developers faced with this approach, and how did those hurdles shape the final DeepSeek R1 model?
Yeah, it's a great analogy. And you hit on a key point there. There were definitely hurdles. With this initial approach, DeepSeek R10, it struggled with readability, meaning, its outputs, while often correct, they were difficult for humans to understand. There was also this tendency to kind of mix languages, incorporating Chinese into its English outputs, for example, which obviously impacted its performance on English-specific tasks. So the developers, they had to find a way to kind of make the model's thinking more transparent, more aligned with human expectations. So they had to bridge the gap, I guess, between machine thinking and human understanding. That was been quite a challenge. Exactly. And in solving these issues, I mean, they made this really remarkable leap forward, I think. DeepSeek R1, it not only addressed the readability and the language mixing problems, but it also achieved this level of accuracy that rivals GPT-3, specifically the 012117 model. And here's where things get really interesting. DeepSeek R1, it's 24 to 28 times cheaper to train than other top-tier models.
That's a real game changer. What are the implications of that kind of cost difference?
Well, I mean, it opens up a whole world of possibilities for AI development. It means that academic researchers, smaller companies, even individual developers potentially, they can get involved in creating and experimenting with AI, without needing these massive budgets that the tech giants have. So it could lead to this, this surge of innovation. As more people can participate in kind of pushing the boundaries of what AI can do.
It's like leveling the playing field in a way, right? Giving everyone a shot at shaping the future of AI. Now, how does this all compare to the reigning champ, I guess, GPT? If you were going to choose between DeepSeek and GPT for a project, what factors would you consider?
That's a great question. I think both DeepSeek and GPT, I mean, they represent really, I mean, the cutting edge of AI. but they kind of take different paths to get there, you know. And a good way to kind of illustrate this, I think, is to look at a specific example. Both the GPT-1 model and DeepSeek R1, they were given the task of generating Python code for this seemingly simple game, a ball bouncing inside a rotating triangle. It was a way to kind of test their ability to translate abstract concepts into into functional code.
Oh, so a coding challenge. What were the results like?
Well, the results were pretty telling. While GPT-1 did produce working code, the ball's movement looked kind of off. Like the physics weren't quite right, you know, and the overall gameplay just felt kind of clunky. DeepSeek R1, on the other hand, you know, the code that it created was just significantly smoother. You know, the ball's motion looked natural. The triangle's rotation was seamless. The whole experience felt much more polished.
Sounds like DeepSeek R1 really nailed the assignment. Could you delve a little bit deeper into what makes their architecture so different?
Yeah, so DeepSeek uses this really fascinating design called a mixture of experts, or sometimes it's called NOE. You can kind of think of it like a team of highly specialized experts, where only the relevant specialists are called upon for a specific task. For example, you know, DeepSeek V3. It has a massive 671 billion parameters, but only 37 billion are activated per token, making it incredibly efficient. GPT, on the other hand, you know, it utilizes this dense transformer architecture, which means that all of its parameters, like GPT-4 is 175 billion, they're active all the time, so it makes GPT extremely powerful, but also quite computationally expensive.
So DeepSeek is like a highly focused problem solver, only using what it needs, whereas GPT is more like a powerhouse with all systems firing at once.
Right.
I imagine this has a lot to do with their their very different development budgets, right?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. DeepSeek's lean MOE design, it allowed it to be developed on a budget of just $5.5 million, you know, a drop in the bucket compared to the over $100 billion invested in training GPT-4.
That is a staggering difference. What are some of the tasks where each model really shines?
Well, DeepSeek has proven to be exceptional at tasks like coding, translation, you know, tackling those complex math problems, and its performance in these areas. I mean, it's on par with some of the most advanced systems from OpenAI and Google, even with its dramatically smaller budget. GPT models, especially GPT-4, they're renowned for their natural language understanding. You know, they can generate creative text formats, hold complex conversations, perform tasks that require, you know, a deep understanding of context and nuance.
So DeepSeek is the go-to for precision and efficiency, while GPT excels in tasks that require more, creativity and complex reasoning. What about access? Can anyone tap into these AI powerhouses?
Well, that's another key distinction. DeepSeek has embraced these open source principles, meaning its code is freely available to the public. You know, so this fosters transparency, encourages collaboration, and it just fuels innovation. GPT models, on the other hand, they're primarily proprietary. OpenAI does offer some tools and models publicly, but their most advanced versions are pretty tightly controlled. Accessed only through paid APIs.
So DeepSeek is like an open book, inviting everyone to learn and contribute, while GPT is more guarded with controlled access. That raises questions about how easy it is for someone to actually get started with DeepSeek R1. Is it something anyone can install and experiment with?
That's what's so intriguing about DeepSeek. It's surprisingly accessible. You can actually install DeepSeek R1 using the platform called Llama.
Llama. Tell me more about that.
It's a relatively straightforward process. You download the Llama software, select the specific DeepSeek R1 model you want to use. They have different sizes available to fit your computational resources. And then you run a simple command in your terminal to pull the model onto your system.
So anyone with some basic technical know-how can essentially download and start playing around with DeepSeek R1. That's pretty remarkable.
It is, and it really speaks to the potential for this widespread innovation and exploration that DeepSeek R1 represents. This kind of accessibility is, it's unprecedented for a model with such advanced capabilities.
It's truly remarkable to see this level of power, becoming available to a wider audience. But what does this all mean for the future of AI? What are the implications of a powerful, cost-effective, and open-source model like DeepSeek, entering the scene.
This is where things get really interesting, I think. DeepSeek R1's emergence, it could have this, this profound impact on the AI landscape,
Yeah.
potentially leading to,
Yeah.
a surge in accessibility and innovation, a heating up of the global AI race, a greater focus on AI sustainability, and just a massive wave of career opportunities in the AI field.
This is exciting stuff. We're going to need to take a deeper dive into into each of those implications. But first, I think we need to take a quick break.
I agree. It's a lot to process.
We'll be right back after a short break to explore what the future might hold for AI in a world where DeepSeek R1 is shaking things up.
It's kind of fascinating to think about how DeepSeek R1's open source nature, it might actually accelerate the pace of development, especially when it comes to things like AI safety.
Yeah, that's a really interesting point. So instead of, a select few companies controlling the direction of AI, we could see, a global community of researchers and developers, collaborating and contributing to its evolution.
Precisely. I mean, with more eyes on the code, right? With researchers from diverse backgrounds and perspectives able to to scrutinize it, to improve upon it. I think we could see a much more robust approach to AI development.
It's like crowdsourcing the future of AI. Tapping into this collective intelligence to kind of make sure that it benefits humanity as a whole. Speaking of benefits, let's dive into those potential implications that we touched on before the break. First up, increased accessibility and innovation. How will DeepSeek R1 change the game for AI development?
Well, for years, AI development was primarily in the hands of these large corporations with massive budgets, but open source models like DeepSeek R1, they're really democratizing access to AI. Allowing startups, independent developers, even students to build AI solutions.
Yeah.
Without needing to pay, those hefty API fees. And so this shift, it could lead to a real surge in innovation as more people are, empowered to experiment and create.
It's like opening up the world of AI to anyone with a good idea and the drive to make it happen. That's fantastic. But I imagine this also intensifies the competition, especially between the U.S. and China.
Right? You're absolutely right. The global AI race is it's heating up. The United States has been striving to limit AI chip exports to China. Well, China is determined to kind of maintain its momentum in AI development, regardless of which side comes out on top. One thing is clear: AI is advancing at this incredible pace, and staying informed is
more important than ever. It's a technological arms race in a way, right? With AI as the weapon of choice amidst all this competition. There's also this growing awareness of of the environmental impact of AI. How does DeepSeek R1 fit into this picture?
That's a crucial consideration. Training these these large AI models, it can consume enormous amounts of energy. But with DeepSeek R1's focus on efficiency, we're seeing this shift toward more sustainable AI development. Its efficient design means it requires less energy to train and to operate. So it's contributing to lower CO2 emissions and a reduced environmental footprint.
So it's not just about performance. It's also about responsible innovation, I guess, right? Making sure that that AI development doesn't come at the cost of the environment. And with all these advancements happening so rapidly, what does this mean for people who are interested in a career in AI?
The job market is about to explode, I think. As companies race to adopt and integrate AI into their products and services, the demand for skilled professionals is gonna skyrocket. Whether you're a developer, an AI engineer, or a data scientist, this is the time to jump in. The opportunities are limitless.
So if you've ever considered diving into the world of AI, now is the perfect moment. It feels like we're standing on the edge of a new frontier. And there's this sense of both excitement and trepidation. What do you see as some of the biggest challenges and opportunities as this technology continues to evolve?
I think one of the biggest challenges and opportunities really lies in ensuring that AI is developed and used responsibly. We need to be mindful of potential potential biases, ensure transparency in how these systems work, and address concerns about job displacement. But at the same time, I mean, the potential benefits are enormous. Imagine AI helping us solve these complex problems like climate change, personalized education, and healthcare, and even create new forms of art and expression.
It's almost like we're holding a mirror up to ourselves in a way, using AI to kind of reflect on
Right.
what it means to be human, what our values are, and what kind of future we want to create.
Exactly. I mean, AI is not just a technology. It's a reflection of our own ingenuity and aspirations. It's up to us to make sure that it reflects the best of
Humanity. Yeah, it really does feel like we're at a crossroads with AI, where the decisions that we make today are really going to have a ripple effect for generations to come.
Absolutely. And that brings us back to DeepSeek R1, right?
Oh.
And its potential to be a real disruptor in this space. I mean, remember, this is a model that's achieving, top tier performance while being significantly cheaper and more accessible than its counterparts. That's a pretty potent combination.
It is, and it raises some interesting questions about the future of companies like OpenAI, who have been so dominant in this space for so long. Can DeepSeek really challenge their position?
It's certainly possible. DeepSeek's open source nature, it could attract a large community of developers and researchers, leading to rapid advancements and a much wider adoption of the model. So this could create a real shift in the balance of power within the AI landscape.
It's almost like a David and Goliath scenario, playing out in the tech world, with DeepSeek representing the underdog that could really shake up the the established order. What would you say to someone listening who's thinking, okay, this is all very interesting, but what does it actually mean for me?
That's a great question. I think the biggest takeaway is that AI is no longer this distant concept or something that only happens in research labs. It's becoming increasingly integrated into our daily lives, whether we realize it or not. And so understanding the different players in this field, like DeepSeek and OpenAI, and the implications of their different approaches, I think that's crucial for navigating this rapidly changing landscape.
It's like becoming AI literate, right? It's understanding the basic concepts, the key players, and the potential impact of this technology on
it's our lives. Exactly. And it's not just about understanding the technology itself, but also about engaging in conversations about its ethical implications and societal impact. AI is it's a tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or for ill. And it's up to us to shape its development and ensure that it's used responsibly.
It's almost like we're collectively writing the next chapter in the story of AI. And DeepSeek R1, with its unique combination of performance, cost effectiveness, and open access, it's certainly adding a fascinating twist to the narrative.
It is, and it's a reminder that innovation can come from unexpected places. The AI landscape is constantly evolving, and it's going to be fascinating to see how DeepSeek R1 shapes the future of this field.
Well, this has been an incredible deep dive into the world of DeepSeek R1 and the broader implications of AI. I mean, we've covered a lot of ground today, from its remarkable capabilities to its potential to
disrupt the established order.
We've explored the technical advancements, the ethical considerations, and the societal impact, really highlighting the importance of understanding and engaging with this transformative technology.
And I hope this deep dive has provided you with with some valuable insights and sparked your curiosity to learn more. Let the exciting and ever evolving world of AI.
The future of AI is it's being written right now, and we're all part of the story.
Thanks for joining us on this journey of exploration. Till next time.
All right.
Keep those minds open
And keep exploring.